Hi besties, what's up? My name is Makenzie and welcome to my channel and welcome to my April TBR. Before we get into this, let's pop open a little bevy because my throat is dry. I'm not even gonna lie to you. All right. Oh, this is a dragon fruit Mountain Dew, and it's actually really good. I really like it. Yeah, I really like it. I will say, I wish I would have gotten zero sugar. I like zero sugar pop a little bit better. Steven was gonna leave me in the store, so I had to run after him. So I couldn't even use my two brain cells and rub them together before he left me. So yeah, okay. So as you guys can see from the title and the thumbnail, we are doing something a little teensy tiny bit different this month. Instead of TBR jar picks, we are going to be doing a TBR for the Magical Readathon hosted by G over at Book Roast. I will link not only her channel, but the announcement video and another video that was very helpful for me when I was creating my characters. Because yes, you heard that right. I will be making two characters and I will be trying to do two career paths, if you will. Now, I'm almost positive that that is probably not allowed, but I still want to do it. So I'm going to. I will be working one at a time though. I won't be doing like both of them, if that makes sense, at the same time. But yeah, I also am going to write like a full backstory for them. I was really inspired by my friend Courtney. She is actually the main reason that I'm doing this. She has been an angel. She's held my hand through the whole like process because I've been so confused and I've been very intimidated by this readathon for a very long time. So I'm glad that she like kind of held my hand and walked me through it a little bit. And G's videos are also very helpful. We'll kind of get into it maybe. I need this readathon to help me escape a little bit. I think I'm going to be going through some pretty scary life changes in the next little bit, and I need to be able to turn my brain off. And I know that when I read, it helps me kind of stay calm and it helps me turn my brain off. Nothing bad, like with my relationship, like still happily married. Nothing with my baby. Steven might get a job opportunity that will have us moving is all I'm going to say. I know that there are people from my family who watch my channel, and I would kindly ask you if you are part of my family and you are finding out from this video. First of all, I apologize. I just don't want to count my chickens before they hatch situation. But if you are my family members, please do not tell any of our family. I don't want it to go down the grapevine because poor Steven, every time he thinks he's finally gotten a job opportunity that he has a straight shot for, he unfortunately doesn't get it. Now, unfortunately, this job offer fell in his lap, and there are a couple things that I think are going to make him a really good shoo-in for this job. So I do think he's going to get it. We won't know until the end of the month, I'm assuming, is kind of what I think, because job rec doesn't end until the 7th and stuff like that. So, and then there's an interview and I believe a physical fitness test because he's a paramedic. So yeah, I'm just really gonna need to escape, and I'm hoping that I can actually read a lot more books than this month. That's kind of crazy, but I did my best to only choose books off of my physical TBR. There were a couple books that I couldn't or I didn't think of until now because I was looking for a different book that I'm using for one of the prompts. I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a much needed reprieve. I'm definitely going to be vlogging, so keep your eyes out for that. Also, sorry, another housekeeping note. I apologize. The Can I Read 31 Books in 31 Days videos are going to go up. I'm editing the first one. I had about 3 hours of raw footage, if not more. And my computer has been crashing every time I try to edit the video, so I have to split it into two. So it is coming. I'm almost done editing it, so you will see it after this video, I'm assuming. So anyway, let's get into it. First character I have is part of the Skymoran. Is it a race? I don't really know. But they are specifically interested in demonology, and they are from Dark Meadow. They are part of the Archivists group, and their particular weapon of choice is a skull. They are a wilding, and their particular field of study is demonologist. I'm kind of in between two names, so if you guys have a name that you would prefer me to use, let me know down below. The original name was supposed to be Valera Drakthar, but that is a little bit too close to the other name that I chose for my other character. So I'm in between Fira Drakthar or Zinnia Drakthar, and every time I'm like, okay, I want Fira, I'm like, no, I like Zinnia better. So if you guys like one over the other, let me know. and I will do that. And I thought it would be fun, as I am like reading books for this specific character, if I could give you like lore drops, because I'm going to write whole backstories for these. I'm very inspired by my friend Courtney. She did this on her Patreon, and I really loved the idea of it, so that's what we're gonna do. She's extra like me, and I'm extra like her, so I thought it would be fun if we, you know, if I just went all in on this readathon. So for the demonologist branch of study, you need to get elemental studies, shapeshifting, spells and incantations, conjuration, demonology, and lore. So for elemental studies, the prompt is temperature word in the title, and for that I decided to choose warm bodies. I apologize, this is one that I don't own, so I don't know the author's name off at the top of my head, but I have been so interested in consuming this story, either via the movie or via the book. And the book was actually on sale for $2 on Amazon. So I snatched it up last night. So it is locked and loaded on my Kindle for the start of the month. I am filming this on Tuesday. Hopefully it goes up on Thursday. That's kind of the goal, but I'm very excited to start this one. I think it's going to be really good. And then next we have shapeshifting, which is flip a coin. It's heads. You do below 400. If it is tails, above 400. And I did get heads, as you guys could hopefully see from the screen recording I did. And so for that, I decided to choose So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. Just to prove it, I will show you the last page of the acknowledgements. Bam, 290 90 words? No, 290 pages. So I'm very excited to read this. This is a horror book with vampires in it and warm bodies. Sorry, I'm a little bit scatterbrained. My brain is in a million different places right now. I'm trying to keep it calm. Warm Bodies follows a post, or like, I think it might even be an apocalyptic world where people are trying to run away from zombies, and a zombie and a human actually fall in love. So, and then we have then we have So Thirsty, which I believe is about vampires. That's all I know about it. That's all I want to know going into it. So I'm excited to read this. If you're a regular on my channel, you're gonna scream at me for this book being on here. But next we have spells and incantations, and that prompt is currently on the bestseller list. And while I was doing research for this video last night, the one that I could find that was on my physical TBR was Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. Now, you will see that I have started this. I will be restarting it. Did I just recently read the first 4 chapters last week? Yes, but I am aware that it is definitely breaking the rules to count a book that you've already started, so I will be restarting it. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal to restart it, and I'm really excited to finally get to this. I think this is going to be heartbreaking. I don't know if I really need anything sad going on in my reading next month, but it is what it is. I'm really excited about it though. If for some reason you do not know what Binding 13 is about, we follow our main character Shannon in here, and Shannon has had a really bad home life and really bad school life for the longest time, and her mom eventually gets to her breaking point one day and decides to transfer Shannon to the to the Tommen school. Tommen High School, maybe? And there Shannon meets Johnny, and they kind of find solace in each other, and both of them really have a crappy hand of life, so they kind of find solace in each other and knowing that they can have someone to lean on during their hard times. So I'm really excited to read this. I need to actually read it this month because it's embarrassing how many monthly TBRs I put it on this month and this year and last year actually. So anyway, all right. So next you are gonna see me scrolling through Instagram to find the next prompt, and you will see that I bypassed a Madge Rafferty post. It was about fighting chance. Where the book cover was not on there, I kind of skipped that because I'm planning on using that for a prompt later, but I skipped that, and then I got down to this recommendation thing, and I scrolled through it, and I saw a book on my physical TBR, and like I said, I really want to prioritize getting as many books from my physical TBR onto this Readathon TBR, so I'm not gonna lie, you will see me continue to scroll a little bit. I was like, I don't think I'm in the mood for that book right now, but then I was like, okay, that's kind of cheating. So the book that I saw that was on my physical TBR was Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. I'm very excited about this. I really am. I think we follow 2 people that go to a boarding school. One has unrequited love for the other one, and there's more moving parts to it, but I don't remember what they are. I did read the first 50 pages of this last year, but I'm definitely going to need to restart this one because I do not remember. I do not remember. So I'm really excited to read this. This book took the internet by storm last year, so I'm really hoping that I end up loving it. Then sorry, did I even tell you the prompt? I didn't. The prompt for Don't Let the Forest In, or like the class it was fulfilling, was conjuration, and that was the first enticing book you see on social media. Sorry. All right, next I need to do demonology, and for that I need a book with a house on the cover, and for that I chose Burn Down Master's House by Clay Kane. This is an Aardvark book club pick that I got a couple months ago, and I am very, very excited to read this. I think it's going to be really good. I don't really know much about it. Oh, that's right. Okay, this book is literally tea. This is based off of true stories. I'll read the last little paragraph to you guys. This book is inspired by the true stories of the profoundly courageous men and women who dared to fight back. Burn Down Master's House is a singular tour de force of a novel, breathtaking in scope, compassion, righteousness, and timely defiance. From what I can gather from the synopsis, my very brief rundown, is that this takes place in America when slavery was still happening, and it follows these two slaves that are determined to get out of their master's house by any means necessary. So I'm very intrigued by this. I really have a good feeling about this book. I think it's going to be harrowing. I think it's going to be a really hard read, but I'm intrigued. You guys should go read the synopsis though, because like that synopsis is tea. It sounds so good. Okay, last but not least, for Miss Fira / Zinnia, whatever you guys decide, we have Lore, which is read a dystopian or utopian book, and for this I am doing Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. I'm very excited to read this. I did get a part of the way through this book as well. Oh my gosh, don't tell me. I was literally 100 pages from being done and then I DNF'd it. It was a soft DNF, but anyway, very excited about this. This follows our main character, Juliet, and she is in a world that has really fallen apart. And she also has this power that people want to kind of use to their advantage without really thinking about what is best for Juliet or what she wants to do. So I'm really excited about this. I can't keep saying that I'm really excited and all these books sound good, but they sound so good. I'm so excited for my TBR this month. Okay, next, let's talk about my next character, Velora Starmaster. She is an elf. She is particularly interested in divination, and she is from Carador. She is part of the Mindwalkers branch, and she is a star whisperer. That is what she wants to become, and her weapon of choice is a dagger. So for me to get the Star Master degree, I need Art of Illusion, Astronomy, Inscription, Lore, and Poisons and Divination. So for Art of Illusion, the prompt is unusual formatting, and for this one, this is the one that I chose Fighting Chance for. I do not have it yet. It will be here on Thursday, and you best believe as soon as that book gets here, I'm getting my grubby little hands on it. I would start it today. Happy release day to Fighting Chance. But unfortunately, your girly cannot start it today because it's part of the readathon. But I'm very excited. The reason I chose this for unusual formatting is because there are little doodles like in every by every chapter heading, and there is also text messages. I don't know if that's what G necessarily means by unusual formatting, but that is how I'm going to interpret it. Next, we have Astronomy, which is top shelf, a book on the top of your TBR or on the top shelf of your bookshelves. For this, I'm doing top of TBR pile because my shelves are a disaster zone. So for this, I am choosing Love Song by L. Kennedy. This is another one that I've started that I will be restarting because I want to annotate it this month. I think that's going to be really, really fun. Or next month. I don't know. This would also, I feel like this would work pretty well because it also has like the guitar, which is kind of how Mad's books are. Oh, this one has like notes and stuff, so this might be a better use of unusual formatting. And either way, Fighting Chance and Love Song are literally at the very tip top of my TBR. I'm very excited to read them, so either way it would count, so I'm not too worried. We can switch them around if we need to, but I'm very excited about Love Song. This follows two of the kids from the couples in the Off-Campus and Briar U series, I believe. I can't remember which one, so I'm just gonna say both of them, but I'm very excited to read this. I think it's gonna be so good. I've loved what I've read of it so far, and I'm excited to restart it and annotate it. All right, next we have Inscription, which is a day of the week in the title. And for this, I have a couple different options, so I will mention two of them to you. We have Sweet Thursday. You can tell why I picked this book. I did actually buy this on my Kindle. But the next one that we're going to talk about, I do think that I have the ebook, or the maybe the ebook, maybe the audiobook for, but that is Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. Where I already bought Sweet Thursday, I will probably end up reading that, but just know that if I do Monday's not coming, then I will, you know, switch it around. Sweet Thursday is by Mari Carr, and it seems to be like a short novella length about a girl who gives two men the proposition of their lifetime, if you can imagine. So it's gonna be an interesting one for sure, but I don't know, it looked funny, silly, goofy, so I kind of wanted to use that. Okay, next we have Lore, which is a dystopia or utopia book. We already went over Lore last time, but I figured I'd go over it again. And for this, we are doing Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is part of a book club that I am doing this month. I'm really, really excited. If you don't know, this book follows Darrow, and he is basically at the lowest point of the totem pole in his universe, in his world that he lives in. And one day he finds out that all of his life's work has basically been for nothing, and what they've been kind of working towards, him and his like sanctioned people have been working towards, has already kind of been completed. And he wants to do something about it, but he's kind of a little bit of a chicken. So he decides that he's just going to kind of swallow it and deal with it. However, something happens to someone that he's very close to, and that kind of spurs him on to make the life-changing decision to infiltrate, I believe it's gold. The gold is like the top of the chain in this book, to kind of cosplay as one of the golds and to break them from the inside out. So I'm really excited about this. This is one that I've also started, not this year. It's been a multitude of years ago, and I was really liking it. But then I wanted to annotate it. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to annotate all the books I want to annotate this month, but definitely one that I'm very excited about. And I just know that I'm gonna love this. So I'm really excited about it. Whew, okay, sorry. My voice is a little, or my throat is a little dry. Alrighty, cutie pies. Now it is time for the last prompt I have. So that is Poisons and Divination. And for that is word, time, and the title. Now, I could only think of one off of the top of my head, but while I was looking for Burnmaster's House Down, I actually found another one. I'm going to mention both of them. So the first one is This Is How You Lose a Time War by Amel El Motar and Max Gladstone. Sorry if I butchered their names, but I have read this before. It would be a reread for me. I want to kind of reread it before we possibly move, because I want to know if I want to take it with me. I mean, regardless, this is like a very tiny book, so maybe it wouldn't matter, but I really want to sit down and give this book the time I feel like it deserves, and I want to like try to understand it, because the first time I read it, I feel like I read it a little bit too fast and I wasn't understanding what was happening. So I'm going to try it again, and if I don't like it, I'll just unhaul it, but I'm really excited to read this. Okay, the next one is by an author that I have very mixed feelings on, but I'm probably still going to try to read it. We'll see. It is Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings. We aren't here to talk about all the things, like her being a literal dumbass on the internet. We aren't here to talk about that. I am aware. And like I said, I'm still trying to decide what to do, because I have all of her books on my shelves, except for one. And I don't want to unhaul all of them. So I'm going to be reading Time of Your Life. Oh, actually, except for two. Anyway, I'm going to be reading Time of Your Life, possibly. This follows Joa Harrington, or Harrigan, and I don't know how to say FMC's name, I'm so sorry. But this follows them, and they are kind of in a toxic relationship. I believe one of them is a star, and the other one, I don't really know what she is. But they're very difficult relationship dynamics, it sounds like, in here. So I'm intrigued to read this one. This will be my... Okay, I do not know, side note, who drives that stupid motorcycle around the neighborhood, but I am so sick of it. He drives back and forth all the time. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he does it like twice a day. No, he does it multiple times a day, and it's even worse in the summer. But anyway, I'm very intrigued to see. This will be my first book that I have finished by Jessa Hastings if I choose to read this month. So we will see. This is a recommendation from my friend Josh. I think he really liked it, if I'm not mistaken. If not, and I'm slandering Josh's good name, I apologize for that, but I'm really excited. I will say, just before we kind of, I don't know, dude, I have no idea. I don't know. We're just gonna see, okay? We're gonna see, but those are my hefty reading plans for this month. Let me just like show you. And then I kind of want to talk about a couple other books that are on my radar for this month, because they are new releases and I really want to read them. And there's one that is not a new release, but we need to finish all of these books before we can even justify trying to start those. So, oh gosh, this might be too heavy for my little tiny arms. Oh my gosh. I'm concerned, but it's okay. It's gonna be fine. Oh, that's not even all of them. Anyway, I figured too, like, I just kind of thought of this, but if I'm reading separate books for separate characters for separate, like, you know, degrees, I feel like it's fine. Like, if I was like doubling up on prompts and like cheating that way, then it wouldn't be fine. But I don't know what I'm gonna start with, but obviously that is a ton of books to be reading, so I don't think I'm gonna get to like all the other ones I'm gonna talk about, but there are definitely a couple that I really wanted to get to this month that you know, that I was not able to put on this. So the first one is The Unbound by V. Schwab. I read the first book, The Archived, in March, and I would really like to finish the duology out in April. And then we have Modern Divination by Isa Agajanian. If I said that wrong, I apologize to this author, but I'm very excited about this. I got this for a really good deal on Pango, so I really want to read it. I heard about this originally when it was self-pubbed, and I'm really, really excited to see what it's all about, because I was not able to get the self-pubbed version, because by the time I heard about it, it was already like off the shelves. Then I also, call me crazy if you want to. This is like the most, I wanted to reread Priory of the Orange Tree this month. I've been in such a mood for it, and I could not fit it into literally any prompt for my characters. So I might slowly read this throughout the month, probably will. I'm really excited to read this. And then a couple other books that I'm currently in the middle of that I would like to try to finish. The Hollowed Gods by A.J. Freyna, and For Whom the Bell Tolls by J.C.L. Lynn. So those are other ones. Like I said, I will not be counting them towards anything, obviously. I won't be counting them towards the readathon or anything because, you know, obviously that would be cheating. And then I will also be finishing Shield of Sparrows next month because that is a buddy read that I'm doing with a couple of my friends. So I'm really excited for the magical readathon. I have honestly been really intimidated about it the whole time it's been out. I do know that at one point I did participate in it, and this was a multitude of years ago. Before it was Aurelium. But yeah, I'm super stoked to be doing this. I'm really glad that Courtney talked me into this because, you know, I needed a little kick in the pants. But like I said, all the links that you need for the readathon will be down below. She also has a Discord. Obviously, I'm not going to link that down below, but I will link her channel and everything else that you need to know for the readathon. But I'm really excited. So with all that being said, if you are participating in the magical readathon, you should tell me what your character is like. You should tell me your the top book you're most excited for. Mine is either Love Song, Binding 13, or Fighting Chance. I feel like those three are on pretty even playing fields. But I think that there are gonna be some really good bangers in this TBR. And then yeah, just let me know. I would love to know if you have made it this far. Leave the magic wand and the hat emoji, and maybe the flowers. Yeah, leave the magic wand, hat, and flowers emojis. And with all that being said, thank you all so much for watching the video. If you like me, if you like seeing my face, hit the like button. If you want to see my face again, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, I'd honestly follow me on Instagram. That's where you're gonna get all the first notifications. But if you do not have an Instagram, cross your fingers, hope the notification bell works. And with all that being said, I will talk to you cuties in the next one very, very soon. Bye everyone.